welcome back to our final match of the night as we are heading to, well, also our match of the night here on the 9:30. We have Melons versus Warhawks, a battle of the big dogs here, and I'm joined by the one and only Gallium slash Charles. He's back in the booth here for the final matchup. Charles, how you doing here?
Oh, I'm doing amazing, Rocker Man. I just casted another Raptors match, and honestly, I enjoy watching the Raptors a lot. But you want to know who I enjoy watching even more, Rocker Man? I love the Melons. I'm a huge listen. Even though they beat us, and even though they made me sad, I love the Melons very, very much. Mostly because of their GM Kyle. Shout out Kyle, love you. But honestly, any game that I've been casting for the Melons has just been turned out to be a really good one. So I'm excited to see what we have in store, recommend.
Yeah, and I mean, what we have in store is a great matchup here. We've got the two top teams in the Prospect League. Well, two of the top teams. You could argue Ember could be up there as well with a 6-1 record, but regardless, you get Warhawks at 7-0 taking on 6-1 Melons. This is what you hope for in an early season matchup. Charles, what can you tell us about these two teams? Maybe their season so far, and maybe about the rosters, and what do you got for us?
Okay, so on the Melon side of the ball, for the roster, they have Drips, Alpha, Vokes, and Adala. Adala last season was, instead of the sub, he was starting in the finals. Warhawks, they have Mitso, 5/3 Stupid, great name by the way, Marco Tugunki, and Jambles. And one interesting thing about these two teams is for the Melon side, Alpha leads the league in goals by 3 goals. Dude has 32 goals. Absolutely insane. Also leads the league in wins, which is interesting. I don't, just a little interesting stat for you there. But yeah, I mean, they have an absolute shooter on their team, and on the other side of the ball, the Warhawks do not have anybody in the top 15 for goals. So little interesting back and forth, but the Warhawks do have the better record. So I guess we'll see how they get those goals in the back of the net, Rockerman.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with Prospect General, and there were a couple people that were saying that the Warhawks had a cakewalk schedule to get to this point.
Oof.
So I mean, they are 7-0 for a reason. They've won all their matches. Melons though 6-1, and like you said, they've got some good players. I recognize Vokes, a great guy and a good player, former rival way back. Obviously, boundaries have changed a bit, but and he's dropped down a little bit. So for me, he's the one to watch out for. But Charles, we got him in the lobby here. The stream right now, they are predicting Warhawks in big fashion right here. It's 62,000 to 3,000. And in the chat there in the Discord, 33 to 16 in favor of the Warhawks. Are you rocking with the Nemesis community in this one, or the Melons pulling it off?
Nemesis community, you guys suck at voting for the winner here. It's Melons in 3.
Someone's
I'm
gonna clip that out of
Melons
context.
Melons Melons sweep here, and I'm not just saying that to say that. The reason that they had a little bit of a stutter. I don't know if this is the reason why they're 6-1. Is they didn't have Vokes, and Vokes is going to be the X factor in this game early.
Well, someone's clipping that out of context, Charles. It says Nemesis community sucks.
Dang it!
Ad voting.
No.
Charles toxic. But
Another
hey,
scandal.
Another scandal for sure. And what might be scandalous is that ball going over the top of those cars and into the back of the net, but it doesn't really matter. The Melons are on top here, and we are getting things rolling. We talked a little about the rosters, but you can see I'm on the pitch here as we're into game number 1 of this best of 5. We got Vokes, Alpha, and Drips on the Melons, and then you got Warhawks, you got Marco, 5/3 Stupid, and Mitso. So definitely a battle of some Nemesis people that have been around. I think everyone except for Drips was in Nemesis last season, and maybe even Drips was a free agent at the end. I do not recognize their name, but I'm pretty sure all these guys were around, even the Prospect League or so. I think Vokes was the only one that's challenger, but a lot of great names here, Charles, and it should be a high octane matchup here.
Yeah, oh my gosh, what a shot. The only name that I actually don't recognize, that I haven't seen all season because we haven't played the Warhawks yet, is 5/3 Stupid. I haven't seen him in action. I think I saw him a little bit in the Combine as Marco is going to put that one in the back of the net and shut me up real quick.
Former Origin player here, Marco, last season, and he's a great player as well. And yeah, 5/3 Stupid, I believe they were on the Wyverns last season. if my memory serves correctly. So definitely a decent player. I don't think the Wyverns had the season they were looking for. So, oh my gosh, 2 people whipping on the kickoff there. It's a prospect
moment.
for sure.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure. We're on the same wavelength there. We knew a prospect moment was happening. As here comes
Oh,
the
no.
from Vokes. The overcommit comes through. Vokes puts in his second.
Not one, but 2 prospect moments in the span of 10 seconds. A little unfortunate there. The defense just kind of collapsed, and the Melons taking this early lead. If I were the Warhawks, I'd be a little scared, as Vokes is started to heat up here. And you mentioned earlier that Vokes is a former Chally player. Like, the dude can fly, and we're
actually.
Former rival. Oh my gosh.
Way back. That was like season.
Way back. Okay, I was about to say. I was a little concerned. But yeah, he's flying around the pitch right now, and obviously he's gonna be that X factor. But I just feel like with him being the X factor, Alpha leads the league in goals still. Like this team, I don't think the viewers even understand how stacked this team is. They're absolutely ridiculous, and I'm just excited to see how this Warhawks team is gonna stack up against them, Rocker Man.
Yeah, I mean, so far, they've held their own really. About 2 minutes into this game 1, and I mean that's a great point there. Alpha, he was also a former Challenger player. Actually, was on Ascension in season 4 on the championship winning team. He was our sub, to be fair, but he was on a championship winning team in the Challenger League, and now he's out here down the Prospect League for the last 2 seasons, and done pretty well for himself. As this one, a little bit of a double commit comes through. So Melons trying to add to their lead here. Vokes is up, looking for a touch with 5/3 on the follow there. Vokes looking to find another one, but Mitso sends it up to Marco, who's blocked out. And Alpha looking for the follow, but still now things slowing down a little bit. We had a couple quick early goals here, a little bit of chaos. That's usually how it goes. Here comes a
no!
Almost found it, and that's something I've been seeing, Charles, in the early going here. Is another huge save comes through. Is these Warhawks, they are trying to find these passing plays on multiple occasions.
Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with how the Warhawks are playing. Even though they're down by a goal, they're still creating these opportunities, and that is going to be crucial to take down a team like the Melons. And they're giving each other passes that not normally prospect players would give. So I feel like that might throw off the Melons a little bit. And if this continues, I'm hoping to see a goal late in this game, and I can now see why they're undefeated if that happens.
Yeah, definitely. With a minute 30, Warhawks looking to get on the offensive here, as they actually lead this game in the shot department. Well, only by 1 there, actually 2, excuse me. It's 5-3 in favor of the Warhawks as they're back on the attack. Mitso off the backboard looking for a follow, but no one quite ready for that one as Marco finds one touch, looking for another, shooting it towards the net. He finds the angle, he slots it home. Marco tying this game up.
My fellow PlayStation player. Beautiful stuff from Marco, just putting it right where it needed to be, that left corner shot, and Drips couldn't get to it. And that is a beautiful goal from Warhawks. They are pleasantly surprising me here. And a 2-2 game here with a minute to go. This is anybody's game here, Rocker Man.
It really is here, and I mean it's a battle. It's a battle right here. And right now it's been between Vokes and Marco who lead us when we talked about Alpha getting all the goals, but Vokes over here and Warhawks not really in that top 15 stat department, but they are undefeated, which maybe just goes to show you that they are a well-rounded team. Teams that can pop off at any time here. So we're under a minute now. And this one, next goal may just decide this game 1 winner in our match of the night. This ball popped off to the side. Alpha sending it down, looking for their touch. Can't find it. Marco gonna be dunked out by Vokes. This ball pops up. Drips trying to get to it, but gonna throw that one just a little bit too wide. As now 30 seconds remaining. Vokes on the control here, looking to get something out, but this ball blocks. Right back to Drips. Drips on this one, trying to fake it under. Gonna get by 1, looking for a second 50. That one only goes as far as the side. Is Alpha gonna dive in? Marco, last man back. Alpha looking for the dunk here. But now with 10 seconds left, it's do or die time. Goal or overtime here. This ball sent back in the Warhawk zone. 5/3 on the dribble. Looking to make something happen. Flicks it by 1. Can't take it up again. Marco gonna pop this one up. It's going towards the backboard. Drips can't connect. The net opportunity, but the miss.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. It set up Charles for perfection there. Got to pass the last defender, but couldn't close the deal.
That is so unfortunate. I was actually about to say how much this is looking like a Challenger game right now. I mean, these two teams are flying everywhere. I mean, it's kind of hard to keep track of. I'm not going to lie to you guys at home. But uh, as we're seeing Drips go up here, I feel like Drips is a little unspoken player from this Melons team, and I'm seeing him do some work. But on the other side, 5/3 stupid as well, doing a lot of work for their team. I'm just seeing which player on the bottom of both leaderboards can possibly step up here, Rockerman, and get a huge goal.
Definitely, and a huge goal it would be here in this one. A battle of two of the best teams, looking for the best record in the Prospect League, potentially with a win here. Obviously, depending on the Ember result as well, but this ball popped up in the midfield. A little bit of a miss comes through there. A demo coming out as Drip's going to take control. Minute gone by in OT. In game number 1 of this best of 5, this ball up, Vokes has to avoid a demo. This ball gets out to the corner. Mitso popping it up, looking for a read here, but Alpha all over that one. Strips out of the midfield, going to get by another. Drips again with a touch, 5/3, last man back, an opportunity for Alpha to shoot it on the net, but 5/3, a great recovery there to get back. I did not think he was getting that one, Charles.
5/3 stupid, more like 5/3 smart. Am I right, everybody? What a save! That was absolute class. Yeah, I know. There's a shot coming in here. This might be a goal. Oh, it hits off the crossbar. Another shot. Oh my gosh, hits off the post, and yet again, they are stopped not by the defense, but by the boundaries of the net. Rockerman.
We all know. We know all too well that the post, it can be your friend, it can be your enemy here. And oh my goodness, this ball going towards the net. Drips could be dunked out, but it only stays so far as the corner. As these two teams are deadlocked here. Here comes a shot, but Trips. Oh my goodness, what a save! These two teams, a defensive clinic. As we're 2 minutes into overtime, no one could find the back of the net. And Trips, he has a double savior medal here on this one. He's got 2 of them to his name here with 6 saves.
Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about a shot, and what's even better is the save. He got up there, and he got up there quick, and this game is going to be so exciting, very down to the very end. So tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your brother, tell your sister to tune into the Nemesis Gaming League channel to watch this unfold, because this is probably the most exciting game of the night.
It may very well be, as another save comes out for Drips. Maybe he's looking for the Nemesis save record, which we'll have to get a fact check on what that is in one game. But here goes Mitso flicking it towards the net. Drips gonna find another touch. So we're approaching 3 minutes of OT. Drips can't connect. Gonna need help from the teammate. Alpha able to clear down 5/3. Gonna find a touch out of the corner. Vokes. Oh goodness, that is not going where he wants it to go. Drip's gonna make a save. No credit though, because it was hit by his teammate. But still, he is there to the task. Is now this one opening up, and Charles, I mean, it's been 3 minutes gone by. No one seemingly to get any space. Obviously, there's been a couple shots, but how is someone going to break through in this overtime?
Honestly, the breakthrough is going to have to come with a mistake. I feel like a mistake is going to be costly here, as we're seeing a couple coming out here. So a shot's going to come out. Almost got there, but an interesting thing about Drips having 7 saves is he's not even top 15 on saves in the season. So with this game, he's probably gonna just absolutely shoot up the rankings here. And with this Melons roster coming in hot, I'm just on the edge of my seat right now, Rockerman. This is gonna be one heck of a finish. Oh my gosh!
Gosh, the saves are.
What is happening? What is happening?
Goodness, these two teams are putting on a clinic, and I have to say here, as Vokes, he's gonna make the save. The Nemesis save record in one game is 8 saves, Charles. There are 8. There are actually 8 players who have achieved that feat. No one has gone higher than 8 saves. So Drips, he's gonna make the 8th right there in Nemesis history. In this game here, as he is tied the Nemesis record in one game, could break it with another save here. This one going back towards the net, but Alpha, he's gonna get the save as he picks up a savior medal, and the Melons have put on a saving clinic here. They have 13 saves in this game, as we are still locked in this overtime, nearing a full game of OT here as we near the 5-minute mark. Just got to see who's going to break through. It's going to start becoming mental here in a second, Charles. A lot of the game can be mechanical, but when you start getting these long overtimes, you get to 5 minutes of OT. It's all mental. One mistake could do you in for the game.
Oh my! These mistakes they're small, but they could turn into a bigger mistake later in the game. 5 minutes. We have played 2 games of Rocket League, and not even one game has elapsed so far. And honestly, I'm just little surprised that a team hasn't scored yet, but the defense looking very stout, and whoever wins this has such a massive advantage because the stamina used in this game is so crucial, and I think he has an open net here. It's Vokes, and he's going to put this one away for the Melons.
And the hat trick to beat there is, you see 5-3 just get dunked out, and Mitso, he tries to make the touch, but Vokes all over it, and, you know, for those loving Nemesis history, we did get it with Drips there, as you'll see on the scoreboard here. An absolute performance on the defensive end, and it leads to a win there as he ties the Nemesis record there in saves with 8 in one game. That is wild there. And what else would you expect here, Charles, from our match of the night than 8 saves? That one in the Melons, a 3-2 victory.
Yeah, honestly, Warhawks had 19 shots on net. That is ridiculous. Melons only had 7, so little bit of compare and contrast there, but Melons made great chances of their opportunity. And as I said, I think I thought a mistake would be the downfall of either team, and I thought correctly because the Warhawks, I think they bumped into each other. 2 defenders bumped into each other, created that chance for Vokes. Vokes just drove it into the net like an elderly woman, and it's, you know, game 1 win for Melons. And for the Warhawks, they're still in a great position to take this series. They're looking absolutely outstanding. They're looking good, or if not better, than this Melons team so far, Rocker Man.
Yeah, and I mean something, Charles, that, you know, we talked about it at the end of this game 1 as we get into Urban Central on game number 2 here, this best of 5. But something we talked about was the mental to survive that long of an overtime. One mistake does the Warhawks in there, and you know, now, Charles, going into this game 2, you know, how would you be bouncing back here if you are the Warhawks, knowing that, hey, you just lost, you know, a heartbreaking 5-minute overtime. You had, like you said, I think 19 shots on the net there, and they saved them all. How do you mentally bounce back after a loss like that?
If I were their captain and I were sitting there, and this is the first time I'm ever gonna say this, and probably ever gonna say this, don't change a single thing about what you're doing. These shots are taking so much out of the defense, and honestly, there is like 4 or 5 of those shots that definitely could have been goals, and those goals were not on the stat sheet, and that's where it costed them. Oh my goodness, it's Vokes, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Vokes has arrived.
Vokes is here as he's put his 4th in of this series, shooting that one to the back of the net, 5/3, just not in time, giving a little too much space to Vokes, who is, you know, like we talked about, former rival seasons ago, but still a really great player, moving down from Challenger last season. I believe Samurai on last season, who had actually one of the worst records in Nemesis history, unfortunately. But Vokes, he's, you know, stepping up here in Prospect, and I mean, just a performance so far, really putting his team up here. We thought it was going to be Alpha scoring all the goals, but it's been Vokes.
No, yeah, Vokes has been really stepping it up here, and I think Alpha needs to put in some work. I know, as you just saw there, is a very mechanical player. I actually spoke to him before this game, and he is very nice, and I feel like he has this confidence about him, and I feel like we're going to need to see that confidence right now as the pitch going down. Vokes can't get the finish, and Trips unfortunately bites on that, but yeah, the confidence is going to have to come out from Alpha as the counterattack's going to come out. I feel like, honestly, not individually, but as a team, I feel like both these teams need to start gaining a little more confidence on the ball. Try to maybe do a little bit of solo plays, because I love the passing plays, but I mean, as we're seeing here, it's every play, and these defenses are too good for that. You gotta absolutely hit a clip of the week. That is what's gonna have to happen to score a goal here, Rogerman.
It may just be as this one floating in front of the net, and yeah, that's the one thing. It is possible to actually pass too much, and can leave you in a bad spot. As Mitso looking for a touch here, 5-3 trying to come through. That ball just bouncing off there as Alpha gonna take it by a defender as we approach halfway here. These two teams very used to the deadlock feeling here after we saw that 5-minute overtime in game number 1. We saw the Melons take a victory there, and now Warhawks still looking to bounce back. Drip sending this one down the field, but Mitso back in the corner in time. Vokes shooting this one on net. Mitso, another save here as he picks up a medal of his own. The Melons really kind of putting the pressure on, and Yeah, things have turned from the last game, Charles. As we're down to the final two minutes of this game here. Melons 7 shots to 3, so they've turned on the pressure.
Yeah, and let's just hope for their sake that it's not a complete reverse of the last game where even though they're up in shots, they go down by a goal. But they're looking great here, and honestly, I think the Warhawks are looking great as well. I honestly cannot pick out a single player from both of these teams that is poorly performing right now, as they're giving everything on the line, and I think that's exactly what you need to see from this game. This game is huge. Oh my goodness. He was coming in there like a level 4 wall breaker and couldn't get it done, Rocker Man.
The Clash of Clan references are coming out here tonight, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Last match, they got one here, so maybe Charles trying to get us a sponsor of Clash of Clans. Respect. Shout out Clash of Clans.
I'll plug my clan afterwards, guys.
There you go. Scoring down to it. Here comes a shot, but folks, another save. He picks up a savior middle now. On that end is Alpha gonna find another save here and send this one down. Under a minute remaining, the Warhawks, they are trying, and they have just racked up a bunch of shots in quick succession as they have tied this game up in the shot department, but they have yet to do the most important thing, which is tie it up in the goal department. As we're under 40 seconds remaining, Charles, and they got to turn it on now. You do not want to have to put yourselves in reverse sweep position here.
No, absolutely not. But with the Warhawks here, I feel like one of these players is going to have to just play out of their minds right now and get past these defenders because, as we see a ball just trickle past the defense there. But one of these players has to make a play. They're working great as a team. Both these teams are, actually. And I think with that great team play, you have to have that one player who you can rely on to score goals in these clutch moments. And as this clock's winding down, I'm wondering who that player is going to be.
Oh, and this one on the goal line drips. He's going to find the dagger there with 2 seconds remaining. And that is going to do it here for this one, more than likely. Unless we saw an absolute miracle. It looks like it's the Melons' way here, and they should have a 2-0 lead in the series.
I don't know if this would even be possible. I mean, the ball would have to travel at like crazy speeds for this to even be possible. And at this point, it's not possible. Melons taking this game number 2, and my predictions looking pretty good here. But honestly, regardless of my predictions, the Warhawks are definitely a team to be reckoned with. And honestly, I'm kind of scared of them. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Warhawks, if you're watching this back, I'm terrified of you guys. Please, I honestly hope, for my sake and your sake, that we just forfeit, because I don't want to play you guys, to be quite frank, as they've just looked absolutely outstanding there. And it's not like individual prowess, and you saw it. Like they're just giving each other passes, that they're working cohesively as a team. And I mentioned it earlier that none of them are top 15 in goals, and I feel like that's because they spread the ball around so much. As with the Melons, they have Alpha and Folks, who I think Folks is sitting out a couple of games. I don't really know the deal with him, but Melons and Warhawks have 2 different chemistries, but I think going against each other, clashing with each other, is it's gonna be it's gonna be a really tight one down the stretch.
Yeah, and I mean the games they've been close. I mean that game was a 1-goal game all the way up until 2 seconds remaining, where the Warhawks, they kind of had to sell out on the offense, got killed on the counterattack, and that's how they dropped down 2-0 in that game and 2-0 in the series. And now, as we head into game number 3 on Utopia Coliseum, we got to see what the Warhawks are made of. They've been 7-0 on the season, trying to stay perfect here, but they are going to need some magic to make that happen. As the Melons, they have looked great. They've been great on the defense. They've been great on the offense. It's been a whole lot of Vokes on all ends here for the Melons. And again, like you said, Charles, we got to see who is going to step up for this Warhawks roster. Who is going to be that that character that's going to put something in, and it's going to be Marco to start things off. As I asked for it, we shall receive.
Oh my goodness, the PlayStation player coming in clutch, and pink has never looked so good, as the ball is just going to sneak into the back of the net. You know what? I just think this is a sign. Everybody should just get PlayStations if you want to be the best players in the game. I mean, listen, don't ask me.
This is Prospect League. This is Prospect League, Charles. I mean,
No, it's fine. I'm sure there's a PlayStation Titan player out there. I'm sure of it. I'll have to find it.
We take L's, actually.
Yeah,
used to be a Cynet for the longest time, and then he got a PC and jumped up 200 MMR, even though he's already that high. So
oh my goodness. Well, two L's do make a W, Rocker Man, and let's hope that that Warhawks can kind of follow that saying, as they're honestly they're looking pretty solid here. Obviously, with the 1-0 start, going great, but I feel like they're gonna have to be even more aggressive. If I were them, I'd want to go up by 3 before I start really playing a defensive game. And honestly, at that point, I don't even think I want to change up my strategy because you're putting so much pressure on them that they can't counterattack as well as you would like. And honestly, I'm just this. I have nothing else to say. I mean, these two teams are just they're blowing my mind right now. I'm sure all the viewers at home can agree.
yeah, I mean, they are playing really good for the Prospect League, and obviously two of the best the Prospect League has to offer. And like you said, they've been playing solid games here. It's hard to say. I mean, both of them have been close here. Just have gone the Melons' way on a couple of occasions, like one mistake here or there, and that's completely changed things. And now, so we're into game 3 here. The Warhawks got to do or die here. So they're shooting this one towards the net alpha. Back in time, they still find themselves in front. Can they add to the lead here? You obviously don't feel comfortable with only a 1-goal lead, but here comes an opportunity for Mitso. Shooting it towards the net. Nice play there. Mitso find in the back. It's 2-0, and that does feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, kind of confused why his name's Mr. 2 Washed, as he just put an absolute banger in the back of the net. This 2-0 lead still would not get comfortable. You more than half of this game has to be played out, and you know this Melon team is very capable of scoring clutch goals, and I expect to see at least 1 or 2 goals going in the back of Warhawks net if Melons summon their inner Game 1 and Game 2, Rockerman.
I mean, with the way this game has gone, I would not be surprised either. But we'll have to find out as we're past halfway point and a huge team bump comes through and the Melons have an opportunity. Drips. Oh my goodness, Drips.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been a clip of the season there, Charles. It could have been goal.
Oh my gosh.
He was that close, and I mean,
that
is impressive. To be that close. Obviously, it didn't go in, but to be that close in Prospect League is, oof.
Yeah, that was almost a Rooney moment there. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's kind of a shame that he missed that. I kind of wanted to see that one go in, but as we have a minute and 50 seconds here, Melons, you can tell they're getting a little bit desperate here. You can see all 3 of them are just forming a single line of strikers here and trying to get this one past the Warhawks. And I feel like that they should not be doing that personally, because I feel like you have to have at least 1 defender to create that backwards pressure, maybe get a clear out. But you know what, Melons, you just do you. Obviously, since you guys beat us, I shouldn't tell you guys what you need to be doing. But you know what, Melons, you just do what you got to do. Take out Warhawks, or at least try to. But this Warhawks team, I don't think they're going down that easily. I honestly think I'm reversing what I said earlier, and I think this is going to be taken to a game 5.
Honestly could be. And I think the one thing you kind of mentioned as we're down to a minute, the Melons maybe changing up their play style a little bit, being a little bit over aggressive here, even early on when they had time left in this game, really trying to push to get something back. And I think that's possibly the difference between these two teams. Is the Warhawks, they didn't seem to change their style really at all, which is what you recommended, and I agree with as well. As their style was playing well, and first 2 games just didn't work out in their favor, but now it is working in their favor as they are looking to send us to Forbidden Temple for game 4 as the Warhawks look to mount the reverse sweep. But gotta hold on here with 30 seconds remaining. It's the Melons in the midfield. Drips looking for the shot, the net caught open, and Warhawks, they just let that one go by.
Little bit unfortunate there. I think the Warhawks got caught lickety-lacking there on that one, and 2-1. Little bit of a bad look for the Warhawks here, because the Melons can do some damage, but honestly, defensively, the Warhawks have looked outstanding. I think this one's going to be a goal. Never mind. What a save from Alpha. And this game down the stretch is going to be a doozy. Right as I say that, 5/3 stupid is making me look stupid, Rockerman.
Yeah, they find the answer back, and right when you thought, the Melons might be able to sneak this back, send it to an OT, 5/3 says, hold up a minute. We got to shut this down right here, right now. And with 18 seconds remaining, The Warhawks, oh my goodness, not
What?
again. No, what are these kickoffs?
Please.
That's the second time in this game. These are the two best teams in Prospect, Charles.
Is this
And
like a prospect thing? Is this
just missed the kickoff. It's a strategy.
yeah. No,
It's a
I
strategy
listen.
here.
If people in higher ranks use it, I mean, I might have to start using that too, utilizing it to my advantage. Is the ball's gonna drop here, and it's gonna be a Warhawks victory. Big win for them. If they
Nah.
find a way to reverse sweep this Melons team,
Mm.
they are by far the best team in Prospect, and I think honestly, with that undefeated record, with 8-0, I feel like you would pretty much almost I don't want to jinx them, but almost guarantee them being in the playoffs because you would have to lose every single game in a row and you would still maybe have a chance of like the divisions work out. So I mean these Warhawks are setting themselves up in a really good position here to maybe get a reverse sweep, hopefully keep their playoff hopes, clinch a playoff berth here. As I'm not honestly entirely sure if they made the playoffs last year, but I'm sure they're absolutely ecstatic with their performance so far, Rockerman.
Yeah, both of these guys did actually make the playoffs last season. We saw the Melons go to the grand finals, and Warhawks, they made Nemesis history in a bad way. I believe
Uh oh.
they were the first team ever to get perfect swept in a best of 7. So they got swept by the
Oh.
Gladiators in the first round, but that doesn't matter this season. They are 7-0, and they are scoring first here, looking to build the momentum to get to Game 5.
That is absolutely crucial here. A little bit of a mistake, and I feel like just honestly, if there was a book written about this game, I feel like the main takeaway that you're going to want to take out of this book is the mistakes. The mistakes have been costing both teams. One team more than the other, as a shot almost trickled in there. A little confusing. But the mistakes, honestly, are going to cost you the biggest. And we're just seeing the Melons playing a little slower than they have. Oh my gosh. This is getting a little scary for the Melons here. As the Warhawks are putting on immense amounts of pressure, Rockerman.
Yeah, they really are here, and it's a difference. I mean, well, it really isn't a difference from Game 1, but where we saw the 19 shots come through from the Warhawks, but it ended up in a loss for them, and they've just kept their same offensive pressure, and through time, it's broken the Melons, and it's all Vokes left back 5/3. Gonna get a weird touch to pop it up and keeping the Melons corner, but the Melons got trying to ring back this one. Oh my goodness, almost 50s through, but Marco, he couldn't quite find the angle on net, and Alpha trying to punish them for overcommitting, but some really close opportunities here. And for the Melons' sake here, Charles, I feel like it's only Game 4, but I feel like the momentum is completely swapped the other side here as the Warhawks are just put on every single thing that they want to do.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely the case here. As they've just been pink flashes of light sparkling across the field, Rockerman. And honestly, it's just looking great from them. 5 shots so far. We haven't even reached the halfway point. We're not really that close, but it really 5 shots for them it means a lot, especially considering how good this Melons defense is. I think 5 shots is equal to a goal usually against this Melons team, and if they want to score more against this Melons team, I feel like they're gonna have to get a lot of shots, and that's exactly what we're seeing from them so far. Rockerman.
Really is, and it's the strategy. It looks like this is how the Warhawks play. They are going to bombard you with shots, and they are going to keep doing it. No matter what the series score is, they are going to put on as many shots as physically possible. And, for their sake, hope it works as 2 whiffs come through. Looks like trying to find an angle there for the Warhawks, but still, as we approach halfway on Forbidden Temple, the Melons trying to answer back. Alpha off the backboard. Awkward here. Drips coming.
Oh!
Shot in. Drips has been huge as well this series. And no bigger shot than that one right there to tie things up.
I think Mitsa might have got caught in the goalpost there. He was kissing the goalpost under the mistletoe there. A little unfortunate. But honestly, Drips with that shot, honestly, he didn't need to do all that, but I'm kind of glad he did. It was a very nice shot. And this Melons team, even though they haven't been looking the greatest on offense so far, they have a chance to take all the Warhawks hopes and dreams away from them in an instant.
Yeah, they can. 1 goal will just completely change this series up here. If the Melons can put it in, is this one dangerous? Marco with a huge touch, but here comes Vokes. Mitso just in time to get that one away, as that one could have spelled disaster. And now it's really the Warhawks here who feel like they may be on the back foot now, as 2 minutes remaining here. They still need to find a goal to force a game 5 and possibly a reverse sweep here as they look to remain undefeated. Marco blocking this one up. Another huge dunk comes through, but a little bit too wide as Drip's going to find a touch off to the side. This ball popping up now. Here comes 5/3. Feather in the boost, but not much to work with. Going to get it by 2 defenders, actually, though. But that one going to be blocked up in the midfield. And Charles, the Warhawks, they put some suffocating pressure on there for a moment, really trying to force a goal through it.
Yeah, they've really been trying to. They're honestly just trying to punch and hopefully get that knockout. And I think that's what we're going to need to see from both of these teams, actually. I think these defenses have been absolutely outstanding. And even when these defenses have made a mistake, they've recovered quickly, effectively. And oh no, Marco, please don't do it to him, please.
Oh,
I'm begging.
he's trying to
Oh
put it
my
in.
gosh.
So
No!
what?
Oh, I don't. I'm leaving. What? What? There's. Why would he do that? Why would you do that? Do you hate your team? Do you hate your team, Marco? You could have literally saved that away and costed your team a goal there. I'm just so confused. I don't know if that was intentional. Maybe maybe clip of the week, but oh my gosh.
It still might be, as that one finds the back of the net. Some chaotic moments. The squishy save of his teammate almost comes through, but it ends up being a squishy save pass right back to the shooter. So hey, you know, for the Warhawks, hey Charles, it is Forbidden Temple after all. So what do we really expect there? A Forbidden Temple moment as we are down to it now. 30 seconds remaining. The Melons trying to avoid being forced to a game 5. This ball finds the midfield. Drips taken up to the corner. Melons got to find something here to force OT. Drips up. Alpha looking for a touch but can't find it. This ball's still in the Warhawk zone. A huge bump comes from Alpha, but the ball still cleared back in the Melon zone. Drips popping it up. Final 10 seconds now. Vokes for the shot towards the net, but 5/3. A huge save. Able to get that one away as the Melons trying desperately to find something here. This ball up here. Vokes off the corner. This ball floating. Touch to the corner. Marco trying to get it down, and it will go down. And we are going to a game number 5. The reverse sweep is on here. Charles, the Warhawks, they battle back. Some chaotic moments, but we have a reverse sweep possibility here to remain undefeated.
Oh my gosh, this is one heck of a storyline. Warhawks have come back and really just shown how resilient of a team they are. I mean, the amount of drive that you have to go down in overtime, basically playing 2 games. The first game, it was like a 5 or 6 minute overtime. Second game, barely lose, and that third game, starting off fresh, you basically have to win 3 in a row, and that mentality that you have to win 3 in a row can crush teams at times, but the Warhawks have shown that they are here to party, ladies and gentlemen, and grab out your piñatas because we're about to have one heck of a bash. This game 5, Rockerman, you excited?
Oh, I am very excited here as this series has given us all we've needed here as we can get the game 5 alert out here, get the
Content.
emotes rolling. The content is here as the Warhawks, like you said, they went down in, you know, in an insanely close to game number 1 there, Charles. I mean, 5-minute overtime. Drips tying the Nemesis record for saves in one game with 8. Now there's gonna be 9 people at least that have had 8 saves in one game. And I mean, the series, I mean, the Melons, it looked like they had it, and then game 3, it just seemed like it turned a little bit in their favor, and then game 4, we just saw Charles where Warhawks, they had the lead, lost the lead, and then got the lead back, and then ended up winning. So I mean, really, it's been a back and forth series, and now we head to game 5. I mean, where does the momentum lie here?
Honestly, I think the pendulum has swung back and forth, but I think for this game, it's right in the middle, Rockerman. If you have the right mentality, you can take this game, and it's anyone's game. As 5/3 is just gonna put one. Oh, what a save! Oh my goodness, almost an amazing save, and I mean the momentum coming from that last game. Warhawks gonna strike early here, Rockerman.
Oh my goodness, and what a save. I thought for a second there we were going to see some more Melons magic on the goal line, and we did for a second, but the Warhawks feasting right now, trying to battle back for this reverse sweep. They're trying to get back to 8-0 on the season and keep their perfect record intact. It's this ball out in the corner, gonna be sent down to the side here, and this ball hanging around 5/3. Gonna send it back in, but Alpha gonna take it up to the side. And you know, Charles, in these game 5 scenarios, it's so crucial to find that first goal here. I'll say it till the end of time, but you know, finding that first goal, just you know, especially I think you know in the context of this series is so big for them. As here comes 5/3. Oh my goodness, what a flick! And at 5/3, we weren't sure how much they were going to step up in the earlier games, but that one, a huge shot.
That is ridiculous to come out with that game 5 to shoot it top. I mean, listen, to shoot it top corner game 5. That is ridiculous. And this Warhawks team is looking hungry, and the Melons are looking quite delicious right now as a 2-0 lead. It's still not over yet, as the Melons are looking to maybe trade blows with the Warhawks going down the stretch here, Ruckerman.
Yeah, I mean, with the way this one's been going, I mean, the Warhawks, they've got the momentum, and I mean, the battle back has been insane, but you know, with this much time left in this game, the Melons definitely can battle back, and you know, we've seen them. They've had their performances, but they have just been missing in these last 2 games here. Just the same spark that they had is just not there. As here comes it.
Oh no!
Puts it in. Another goal for him, and it's 3-0 Warhawks.
Oh boy. You do not want this game to start getting a little out of hand if you're the Melons. If you let one more goal come the way of the Warhawks, it is going to be an insanely hard task, and it's already a hard task as it is 3-0. But if you let that 4th goal in, it's going to be basically, I'm not going to say wraps, but oh my goodness. Are we going to listen, Rockerman. Here, Rockerman, can you come here for a second? Are we going to see Brazil here maybe? Could we see Brazil? Do you think?
I'm not so sure about that.
Oh,
but
okay.
you never know. You never know what's gonna happen here. So with 4-0 game 5, the Warhawks, they look poised, ready to take this reverse sweep. But hey, I mean, crazier things have happened here, and the Melons, there are no slouches here. But here comes a shot just off target. That could have been it for Vokes. And this ball is still dangling around in the midfield. Vokes side flip. But that one,
oh no!
And so just trying to turn it on, he's gonna put it in, and they are putting on a clinic. The floodgates are opening. It's 5-0 in game 5.
Oh my goodness! This is possibly the worst start I think the Melons could have imagined. Down 5 goals with 3 minutes left, absolutely insane. And you want to know an even crazier stat? The Warhawks have 6 shots. They have scored 5 out of 6. Absolutely ridiculous. And the Melons only have 2 shots, but 0 goals to put their name. Never mind. Caster Curse is Vokes gonna be that X factor, hopefully, for his team later down the stretch, Ruckerman.
I mean, Vokes huge with that hat trick in game 1 that led to that 5-minute overtime victory, and we need to see more from Vokes here in this one, and they got one back. And you know, that's all you can do here when you're down in, you know, a seemingly insurmountable amount of goals there. Is this one back in, Vokes dropping down. He has an opportunity for Marco. Good read off the backboard. And as we approach the halfway, the Melons, they just got to try to chip away here, Charles. If they can get, you know, another one here close to this halfway point, it's more than doable to try to find 3 in the latter half.
Yeah, I completely agree. Finding those 3 goals, or sorry, 4 goals rather, is going to be a little bit of a difficult task, and this is not going to help. This is not going to help at all. No. So, Rockerman, you remember how I was saying the possible Brazil here? Is it looking better for you? You think?
Oh, I mean, you know, the odds are in your favor now.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
The odds are in the favor here. It's 6-1. The Warhawks, they were fighting for this reverse sweep after dropping the first 2 games, and they are looking solid here. But 2 minutes remaining. Can't give up hope yet, especially if you're the Melons. You got to keep fighting here. Got to hope for, you know, a miracle here. It's gonna take something. Oh, and that was almost it for folks. He can't find the net, and they need opportunities like that. You know, as lucky as they may be to find a 50 right into the net, they need him to fall here if they're gonna want a chance. And that one not going their way. A shot attempt going up off the post there, but gonna be saved away. And now with 2 minutes remaining, it's looking rough here, Charles. They need a Hail Mary, a miracle, anything for the Melons.
I would like to take this time now to apologize to the Nemesis chat
Ooh,
for saying that you guys don't know about predictions.
ooh,
Because,
ooh.
as Vokes is gonna, or Alpha's gonna sneak one in. A little bit of a misdirection there. Is 6-2 now, Rockerman. You seeing any sparks coming from Melons?
Well, maybe a minute 33. They need four. I mean, that's one at least. So, need to find one quickly though. And Charles, they might be getting back at you after your prediction. But wait a
Oh!
minute, Trips finding another one. And hold up a minute, folks. 3 goals in a minute and a half, and that is more than doable here. Is Trips a huge shot here for the Melons? And wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. And it's going to be that scoreline later in the game. If this keeps continuing for the Warhawks, if they let this slip, I honestly, if they let this slip, Rockerman, are you going to do anything for the viewers at home? Maybe like put on makeup for a stream or something crazy?
No, but we will. I will shave my head. Just kidding. I will not
You'll
shave
shave your head. All right, you heard it here, folks. All right, Nemesis chat. All right, we have a shaved head on the line, guys.
Remaining. We'll have to see as Melons. They've got to turn this thing around here. They need another one quickly if they're going to want a chance. And just Alpha trying to get back this ball up. A shot, but it's going to go off the post. But you can't find it. Drips. Looking out for Alpha. Looking for the shot. He can't find it. You need to put that one on target. You need to find a follow high off the backboard. Here comes Vokes looking for it. But it's not going to go as that one back into their zone here. And with 30 seconds remaining, 3 goals looking nearly impossible here, and the Warhawks probably. Well, wait a minute here. A shot going off the backboard. Another follow-up attempt. Alpha trying to find it again off the backboard, and the touch is going to come through and clear it away. And that was probably the last hope, and probably the dagger here. The Warhawks, Charles, they are going to prove you wrong. You're going to be clipped and sent that clip about how they don't know about predictions and how the Melons are going to 3-0 sweep, and you're going to eat the words, I guess, as the Warhawks reverse sweep the Melons here, and they are going to stay undefeated 8-0.
Well, they can't send me the clips if I banish myself from Nemesis as
Well,
Warhawks.
They'll find you.
That maybe just like find him, get in my like address, and just like send it me. That'd be crazy. So Warhawks gonna get this one. Absolutely phenomenal game from. I just honestly can't say they fought, and I think I was keeping such a close eye on them the whole series because even when they lost one, it kind of felt like they should have won one. And the Warhawks, they're a scary team. Best team in prospect, hands down. I think they're going to be contenders later down the stretch, and even now they're contenders. They're absolutely ridiculous. You guys have a great team. Keep up the great work. And Melons, unfortunate loss, but I honestly saw a lot of great things from the Melons today. I think they have a high octane offense, high caliber offense, and also that defense was looking great as well. Honestly, if Melons were facing anybody but the Warhawks, I think they would have won this one. Rockerman, I don't know about you, but I think the Melons have a lot to look forward to for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams got to be looking like two of the best in prospect for sure, and they proved it here with the reverse sweep and impressive performance. So we'll see. I guarantee you, obviously the teams haven't clinched yet, but I guarantee you we will see these teams down the line in the postseason, going at it at some point. Maybe we will have to see, but yeah, congratulations to Warhawk on the reverse sweep. We've got to do a couple of shout outs here to our premium members before we end off the stream. So we can get that up there and we'll give a couple of shout outs. There's been a lot of support here recently for the premium members in the Discord. If you guys are interested, there are a lot of cool perks, including access to advanced stats. You can sit in on manager meetings. You can even be added to our raid list after the stream. So if you're live, you can get hosted there. You can see all the people who have supported us this month on the stream there. Shout out to our Challenger Plus subscribers, Chunklight, DJ, Parallax, Sodak, Rogue, Rilo, Speed, Crip, and Valence. And again, shout out Crip for streaming tonight and putting in the work as a streaming lead to make sure the stream happened. And shout out to all the casters as well for supporting us. And yeah, shout out to everyone for supporting us. We're almost to 1,900 followers on Twitch as well. We're only 9 away right now. So if you guys haven't followed the channel, we're pushing to 2,000 followers on Twitch here. So feel free to push that follow button, get notified anytime we go live. We stream every Monday and Wednesday. and even on Saturdays, tournaments, other events there. So you can follow the channel and get notified anytime we go live, and you can be in on this action. And who knows, we can see some more crazy games like that again, Charles, if you follow the channel.
Yeah, absolutely crazy game. And honestly, depending on how our game plays out, which is actually starting a little bit, it's gonna be the standings are gonna be a little lopsided here, Rocker Man. It's gonna be a little crazy of a week.
Yeah, it definitely will be. But that's going to wrap it up here for us tonight. Thank you guys all so much for watching. We'll be back uh, possibly this Saturday. I don't know if we have. I haven't seen if we had a tournament event announced yet for this Saturday, but we might be able to get some sort of event going on Saturday. Otherwise, we'll be back with league play action on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Well, actually, a little before 8 p.m. Eastern to reveal the player of the week for this past week. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Otherwise, have a good night, everyone, and take care.